While we were talking, I actually got the alert that Meek Mill is going to be released from prison.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Nobody need to be. And I never met Meek Mills. I don't, I'm not really a fan of Maybach music, but I like gunplay, and I salute Meek Mill. Meek Mill, he stays down and, represents himself against all odds. So it's good that he's getting out of that situation, though, because it seemed like that was an excessive punishment for something as trivial as it was. So welcome home.
Right, because he was on probation for 10 years. What was the longest probation stretch you ever had?
Maybe probation. I was on parole for like 2 years.
What's the difference between
probation? Is more. It's more minor than parole. Parole is more strict than probation.
Parole is more strict.
Yeah, parole is more strict. You get parole once you're paroled from prison. Okay. Probation, you can just do a crime and that be your part of your punishment. You're on probation for 2 years and pay this fine or that fine. And
so was Meek on parole or probation?
He was on probation.
He was on probation.
Yeah, I heard he was on probation, and it's just different. It's just different dynamics in the way that they deal with you. You have a lot more leniency on probation than you do on parole.
So parole, they're watching everything.
Yes, parole. They trying to actually send you back in there.
Okay, so you were on parole for how long?
2 years, I think, was the most I did on parole on the streets.
Okay, and probation?
Probation, I was when I was in youth authority and camp and stuff like that, maybe some months at a time because I was just in and out. So I never really dealt with that system too strongly.
So being on parole for 2 years, which, I mean, compared to Meek is a small number, but that's still a very long stretch, 2 years.
Yeah.
Did you ever violate your parole, or were you pretty much?
Well, I violated my parole every day pretty much, but it just
he didn't get caught.
Exactly, not to the extent that they knew what I was doing or I flaunted what I was doing, but I didn't report everything I did to them or how I did it or different people that I interacted with that I wasn't really allowed to be around. They got gang injunctions on people and stuff like that where you can't be around your homeboy in this area and all that. I never really adhered to that kind of stuff, but they did put me on an ankle monitor for 9 months just because my parole officer flippantly responded to a comment from his supervisor like, yeah, I see Trey Dee's going to have a show out in Fresno. Well, oh yeah, I heard something about that. And his supervisor's like, you heard something about it? You didn't know? Okay, let me take him off your caseload, put him on this other caseload with this hard-nosed cat. He gonna put an ankle monitor on his leg and we gonna know where he gonna be for the next 8 or 9 months for sure. And just crossed me up. And I sat in my kitchen and told him every step that was at, okay, I'm going to do the show out here. I'm coming back tonight. The next night I got a show in L.A. And, it cost me 8 or 9 months on the ankle monitor. Movements restricted and everything. But what I got out of that was how to monitor my time better and how to make better use of my time.
What's that like to really have this strap on your leg and knowing that someone is following your every move? Like, I've never experienced that myself.
Just block it out because I've been on the ankle monitor program back in like 94, 95 for some kind of case I had caught, and I was on there for like a couple months, and you have to charge it up and respond. And it actually saved my life, really, because the guy was waiting in my backyard to kill me. And I got stopped by the police trying to rush home and make it from doghouse in time. And I was telling them, my friend, rest in peace, Rufino. They was like, well, whose car is it? I was like, Rufino Anderson. They was like, well, this car is not registered to Rufino. This is Juanita, and her name was something else. She had a Spanish last name. So they was like, what are you doing in this car? And you speeding, and this guy over here in the passenger seat with his leg kicked, a broke leg, and what's really going on? I said, man, I got an ankle monitor on. I'm trying to make it back. This is who I am. This is what I do. He was like, all right, man, just make it home safety. And that him detaining me for them 20, 25, 30 minutes allowed the dude to, be like, man, I'm cool on waiting for this dude, man. Let me just get up out of here.
So there was somebody waiting to kill you.
Yeah, yeah.
And they left because the police had slowed you down.
Because I took too long to get home.
How did you even find that out later?
He called me the next morning and told me he stole my dog and unplugged my unscrewed my light bulb off my front porch. It was one of my homeboys, but we had a situation to where he didn't stick to the script of how he dealt with the situation, so I had to step in and rectify the situation overall. And when he found out later that it was me that had orchestrated and did it, he was real, hurt by it, because he was one of, he was a close homie, but the situation demanded that I act in the way that I did. So.
And he was going to kill you.
Oh yeah, he was gonna kill me. He's a killer. He was gonna kill me because he know if I would have found out he was after me or he'd have been talking shit, then I'd have been trying to kill him. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he stole your dog instead.
Yeah, he stole my dog, told me, yeah, I was waiting for you, you lucky, this, that, and the other.
Why would someone trying to kill you tell you that they're trying to kill you?
Because he didn't really want to kill me. He was just hurt.
So this was him
He was- yeah.
telling you that he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was hurt. So,
You get your dog back?
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, come on, man, my kids love the dog, man. Bring my dog. Bring my dog back. But that made me decide to move from the city to a safer location because I never wanted to come home and, have my kids see me laid out on the porch, in the pool of blood, because I'm that accessible to people. So it made me tighten up my security on my living, a whole lot better too. So it's lessons in everything.
Yeah.
I try to look for the lesson in everything.
So y'all worked it out afterwards.
Oh yes, my boy.
You guys are still friends?
That's my boy. Nothing ever happened. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I was him taking my dog and unscrewing
Y'all
my
just be
light
smoking
bulb.
away. Remember the time I was going to kill you?
Yeah.
And I stole your dog instead? Like, oh, man, you crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
That is nuts.
Yeah, it's
I have to say.
It's nuts.
That's a little bit nuts.
It's nuts. If you knew all the intricacies of what took place, then you probably get it a little bit better. But
Right, yeah. We'll just leave the details.
Yeah,
off the table.
exactly. Jungle justice. We just
Jungle justice.